So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some footnotes. So as discussed earlier, footnotes are optional in the MLA documentation style. If they're used, they should elaborate on notes discussed in the paper, and bibliographic notes direct the reader to evaluations of statements in a source, or provide a means for identifying multiple sources. Okay, so MLA says that a superscript or a raised number has to be used for the note reference mark to signal that a note exists either at the bottom of the page as a footnote or the end of the document as an endnote. So if I put like in a 1 here, I should be able to scroll down, there should be my footnote. Or if it's an endnote, there should be some sort of marker here to direct to the end of the document. So note text can be any length and format, and Word will automatically number notes sequentially by placing a note reference mark both in the body and to the left of the note text. Okay, so we're going to insert a footnote. So let's go to the end of after the period. Okay, so remember, parenthetical references before the period, footnotes after the period. So we're going to go to insert footnote. Make sure you don't insert endnote. Make sure you insert footnote. Okay, bottom of the page, bottom of the document. Okay, insert footnote. And notice we've got that 1, so when you see that 1, it'll direct you here. So the new text is going to be Gupta and Padro state that effective noise canceling technology reduces the interference of sounds from the surrounding environment, reducing the volume level required by headphones and earbuds, period. I'm sorry, no period. I'm going to press the space bar. Okay, now we're going to insert something called citation placeholder. So if you are currently reading something and you want to put it down, but you don't want to have to put the source in first, and if you don't want to forget, or if you want to do it later, you can use something called a citation placeholder. And what that does is insert the citation, but the source isn't actually inside your bibliography yet. So we're going to go to insert citation, add new placeholder. So we're going to have the tag name of the source. So it should be something similar to what you're normally going to put down there. So we're going to put down Gupta. And then we're going to press period. Now, something you should notice, okay, is this is a smaller text than everything else. In MLA format, this is not correct. Word does this. MLA format says, no, that's wrong. Okay? Word is not a software that follows MLA format by default. Okay? You have to set it to that. So this would be a good thing to just double check if you're doing a paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to modify this style. So we're going to go to style here, and a style dialog box comes up. We're going to go to modify, and we're going to change it to Times New Roman 12-point font, and we're going to do double spacing. Okay, I think this is 1.5 right here, so this is double. Go to format here, we're going to go to paragraph, because remember, we have to have a first line indent. We're going to go up here, special, first line. Press OK, press OK, press apply, and then there you go. It looks like the rest of our paper. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are going to go ahead and edit the source down here. So we're going to click here, edit source, because we already have a citation. We have a placeholder there. So we're going to add a source. Now, we're changing the type of source to a book. And this book has multiple authors. So instead of putting both authors in here, we're going to press edit. And this is a place where we can add multiple authors. So our first author is Gupta, Elena, Maya. Then we're going to press add. Then we're going to start a new author. Padro, Adalbert, Lewis. Adalbert, Lewis, Padro. Press add, then press OK. That adds both authors in there. Okay, so now we have to add as much information as we possibly can. So our title is Hearing Protection Methods. The year is 2017 in Orlando, The publisher is Palm Press. The medium is print. And I'll press OK. So that is our placeholder. In MLA documentation style, if a source has page numbers, you need to include it in your citation. Therefore, Word will give you a means to enter it, but it won't do it automatically. But if you reference the author's name in the text, you shouldn't list it again in the parenthetical citation. Okay, so you just need the page numbers because it says Gupta and Padro state that blah 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 blah, but you already have that here. Okay, so you need to take one or the other. So we're going to keep it here because we're going to keep it more personal. You can say they state or it is stated, I guess, and then do it here, but we're going to keep it there. So all we're going to show are the page numbers. So we're going to click somewhere in the citation to be edited and select the citation and click here to citation options. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to do edit citation, and it says we can add pages. So we're going to add pages 75 to 78 because those are the golden pages I'm going to pick. And I'm going to suppress, which means leave out, author and title. Okay, so all that should be left is the year, which we didn't add, and the page numbers. Okay, so those are the only page numbers that should show up. So in MLA documentation, if you use these in the same sentence, you do not need them here, but you need the page numbers. If you choose not to, if you say it is stated that, well, who states it? You don't state it because it's not common knowledge. Effective noise canceling technology reduces some people might know that, but it's not common knowledge. So it's stated by who? Gupta and Padro. So if you do it is stated, make sure Gupta and Padro is down here. If you have it like this, if you put it in here, it's redundant. It's too much of the same thing. It's adding words where you don't need them. Okay. So that is how you add a footnote. That's how you add a placeholder, as well as edit that placeholder, edit that citation.